prayers that we have, but there are a lot of community activities that also go on, including the iftars that some of you may have been attending, including activities for the kids, classes, and different things that would happen within the masjid as well. There are a lot of activities that are going on. This is why we are committed, inshallah, to doing this renovation, and we'll talk a little bit about the details of the renovation. Next slide. Alright, so our first phase, as that we already finished, is this gym that we have been using for a few years now. The next stage that we're taking a look at is the renovations to the prayer hall, the prayer halls that we would normally pray in. Renovations there to raise the roof up, to make the roof higher, and we'll talk about why in a second. We also want to add a kitchen, want to add funeral washing services because we don't have one here. We want to build one. We want to have an area for nursing mothers within the masjid so that they can be included as well. Beyond this, we have another phase after the current phase that we are working on now, and that is to finish the insides, finish the offices, better wudu areas. The facilities will be expanded, and after that, we are looking at, inshallah, acquiring the last home that's next to the masjid, acquiring that last home and expanding the parking. For the current phase, what we're taking a look at, as I said, is extending the roof higher in order to future-proof this masjid, so that everyone can, our children and our children's children can use this masjid. We will be able to, for example, I know, just be patient with me, inshallah. I know that this is, just be patient, please. Just be patient and be quiet, please. Jazakumullah khair. We want to raise the roof higher to future-proof the masjid so that we can have, when we have more parking space, we will be able to add more prayer space, inshallah, in the, as a second floor. Next slide. The progress since last Ramadan. So what we have done since in the past year, what we have done is we have hired a new architect. We have met with the city, and there have been some changes that we have had to make prior to even getting the permit. Prior to getting the permit for the new renovations, there were some changes that we had to make to the masjid, some changes that we had to make prior to get the new permit. And we've also hired a project manager. I think I was better off here. We also hired a project manager, Brother Ahmed Hammam, to run this project. There were some delays that we did face in the past year. As I mentioned, we have had to change architects just because of the price difference. We found another architect that gave us a much better price. So that's one thing that delayed things a little bit, because now we have to work with a new architect. The other thing is that we had to have additional requirements, additional fixes that we had to make before we can actually proceed with a permit for the any new changes. There were some items that needed to be fixed. The city had identified that we needed to be fixed before we could even apply to a new permit. So this delayed us a little bit in the past year, where we've had to make those changes. Just in terms of numbers, what has happened since last year, mashallah, last year we had pledged $350,000, and we actually collected $300,000, but we collected the last $50,000 tonight, mashallah, from last year, from the pledge from last year. So everything that was pledged, alhamdulillah, was collected, and we had $100,000 from before, so that brought us up to $450,000. However, with some fixes and some changes that we had to make, some renovations that we had to make in this past year, plus paying for the new architect, plus paying for the new architect, this has used up $100,000 of that money. Next slide. So this is where we are at. This is the plan that we have so far. You will see a lot of to be determined dates on there, because a lot of that is going to be determined by what we get back from the architect. What we hope is that we will be getting by this summer, we will be getting some drawings back from the architect. At that time, we want to have the community involved. Inshallah, we will be consulting the community with those drawings to get some feedback, and then we will get that feedback back to the architect to get the final drawings and continue work. Our current goal, inshallah, again, the dates there will be determined, but our current goal is set to finish things by August, finish the phase 1A, at least the structure, by August of 2025, inshallah. Next slide. Again, what we want to, these are the things that we are looking at. We want to have more social space, higher ceilings for the future expansion of the masjid. We want to be able to, as I said, the funeral services. We want to have a commercial kitchen within the masjid so that any social events that can happen, if there's food involved, it can be done within the masjid itself. And we also want to have, like I said, social spaces, social rooms, a library around the prayer area. Next slide. So this is where we are at. Like I said, we have already collected $450,000. We used $100,000 of those. We are currently targeting $500,000 for this, inshallah, for this year. This may seem like a large number, but inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us. We have a lot of people in the community, and that amount, if 500 families donate $1,000 over the course of 1 year, which is about $84 a month, we will be able to get that amount right away. Okay, so again, inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept